And welcome back to the Playa Vista Party Dog Christmas Show, right here on the Harber 2008 channel, only on YouTube. I'm John Harber, and once again, thanks for joining us tonight. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, season's greetings to you all. This next segment is going to be a little different from what the other segments we've done tonight. Everything has been Christmas related, but since we've not been with you since July, and you know at the top of the program, we recorded the opening at Chase Park in Marina del Rey on Thanksgiving Day and kind of explain what's been going on with me. So I want to take a moment here and talk about the 2008 presidential election, talk about what is going on in our country right now. It's unbelievable what's happened in this country in the last 2 or 3 months. It's shocking. First, let me congratulate Barack Obama on becoming President of the United States, the first African-American president ever. He ran a terrific campaign, and he won a lot of the support of the young people who came out and voted. And one of the big problems for the Republicans is that they didn't really have a quality candidate to compete against either Barack Obama or Hillary Clinton if she had won the Democrat nomination. John McCain is 72 years old, and it showed during the campaign. Worse, the lady he picked as his running mate, Sarah Palin, wanted to win. But John McCain acted like he didn't want to win. He didn't care. And that's the problem with the Republican Party. The Republicans throughout the second term of President Bush basically have not cared. That's why the name Republican Party has become a dirty word to many people in this country. The Republican Party has lost its way. And most of it can be put at the doorsteps of two people. Obviously, President Bush, and also President Bush's campaign guru, Karl Rove. The biggest mistake that President Bush made was bringing Karl Rove into his administration and running policy for the country. It has been a complete and utter disaster in the second term. Now, where did the second term of President Bush go wrong? Well, very easily. Go back to the last week in August 2005 when Hurricane Katrina was about to hit New Orleans. President Bush did not intercede and tell the mayor of New Orleans, Ray Nagin, and the governor of Louisiana at the time, Kathleen Blanco, both Democrats, that he was going to take over control of what had to be done to get the people out of New Orleans and away from Hurricane Katrina. There were a lot of people, as you know, stranded in New Orleans. 2 days after the hurricane hit, August 31st, 2005, there were strands and strands of people on the New Orleans freeways and highways and stranded up there. It was really a horrible scene. If you saw any of the news that day, it was just brutal. And then 2 days later, President Bush and his FEMA director, Mike Brown, were at a Air Force hangar in Pascagoula, Mississippi. And President Bush said to Mike Brown, his FEMA director, he said, "Brownie, you're doing a great job." No, he wasn't. It was a disaster. And from then on, the Bush administration had one disaster after another. The war in Iraq has become like the war in Vietnam. It's gone on for close to 6 years now. As far as I'm concerned, when Saddam Hussein was executed at the end of 2006, the Bush should have ordered the troops home and said, "That's it, we're done, we're finished. What happens over there after that, you guys figure it out for yourselves." But he didn't do it. We're still over there now, and we've spent so much money on the Iraq war, it's ridiculous. And a lot of people keep saying, well, it was because of 9/11. Well, did you get Osama bin Laden? No. Did you go into Pakistan? Well, you probably should have made some deals with the Musharraf government in Pakistan and go get this mother, but they didn't. It was America that was bombed. And I think a lot of things, looking back at that address to Congress 10 days after the 9/11 attack in 2001, instead of calling the axis of evil at the time, North Korea, Iran, Iraq, he should have called it the quad of evil and included Syria, because Syria has never been a friend of the U.S. They screw us at every turn possible. And then, of course, you got the Republican Congress. They started spending money like a bunch of drunken sailors. Even worse, they started spending money like Democrats. It was embarrassing to watch. And as a lifelong Republican, I was embarrassed to see the Republican Party spend money like crazy. Democrats do that. Why should Republicans? It got to the point for me that I began to feel that, well, all politicians are in it for this. Where's my money? They're all crooks. Every last one of them. I remember the governor of Indiana, Republican Mitch Daniels, saying to a group of people, "You people, get over Ronald Reagan." That was a huge mistake. As a fan of Ronald Reagan from his days as governor, all the way back to his days as governor of California, this man typified the Republican Party. This was the man who put the Republican Party in a position to become a majority party in the mid-90s. And you blew it, and they blew it all in the first 2 years of Bush's second term. Republicans lost control of both houses of Congress in 2006, and they lose control of the White House in 2008. Congratulations, Republican Party. You better start cleaning up your act and clean it up now, or you're going to be relegated to a minority party for many, many years to come. And I'll bet you Ronald Reagan's turning over his grave. Now, let's talk about the Obama administration. The fiscal crisis in America has become so bad that the incoming Obama administration will have an absolute mess to clean up on their hands. They admitted today, as we're now into this December 4th, they admitted yesterday that they could not have a windfall profits tax on the oil industry because the price of oil, which was $150 a barrel in July, has dropped all the way today to $46.75. Unbelievable. It's a world depression right now. And you think we're in, it's called recession? BS. We are in a depression. We're in the second Great Depression, and God knows how long it's going to be before we get it straightened out. God, I hope I have a regular job next year. That worries me an awful lot. Now, there will be two well-known people I want to talk about that are going to be a part of the next Obama administration. First, I want to talk about Attorney General Eric Holder. This is the man who, one, under orders at the request of then First Lady Hillary Rodham Clinton, wanted FALN terrorists, about a dozen of them, pardoned by President Clinton in 1999 after they were convicted of threatening to blow up many important buildings, the federal government buildings, Congress, Capitol Hill, the White House, and a number of other agencies throughout the United States. They got pardons from Bill Clinton on the orders of Hillary Rodham Clinton because she was going to run for the U.S. Senate from the state of New York, and he wanted to get that huge Puerto Rican vote in New York City. That's what happened there. And remember the Elian Gonzalez taking by federal troops in Miami, and eventually he was sent back to Cuba. You know who engineered that? Assistant Attorney General Eric Holder.